Hello peeps, this is Druckard, and as promised, the Redstone show-off of my brewing lab. This is basically what we are also going to build in my survival multiplayer let's play on the Blockcentric server. And this is how it's gonna look like. So basically what you do here. This back there is just for having the control to, if something messes up, you can pull out stuff by hand, being able to repair the whole system. Like for example, if an ingredient runs out and the others still are coming, like they would hang a fermented spider eye over empty water bottles, so the whole system would never like start brewing again. So this is how it looks. And it works like you select what you want as attributes, like you want a splash portion and you want a corrupted effect, and you want the higher potency, and then we do a spider eye will make us, spider eye as main ingredient will make us a damage portion. So let's first like check out, yeah, we don't want to have that here, and we'll have some other items from our last brewing in there. Now the last brewing items will always get stuck in here because we'll transport them over to the chest just when we brew something else. You could take those out, but then those spots might get filled up with water bottles, and so next time you brew something, your storage for the portions would get filled up with water bottles, which does not make sense, right? So to get those portions, let's just brew other ones. Bloop. Okay, so now what happens here is the system gets the spider eye and starts a new cycle. So basically all the settings we did with the lever, we decided which ingredients we need for our portion, and then they'll all get delivered to the brewing stand and the portion gets brewed, right? Those are going to be some really nasty damage portions. I love throwing those around. Okay, so now that our splash portions of farming are done, and we got portions which were stuck in brewing stand from before in our portion storage system. Yeah, basically you could attach this to whatever you want at that end. Let's show you how to just make something else. Like we want something with a higher duration because we want to make a night vision portion, and we don't want to have that as splash. Not night vision, we want invisibility with increased duration, okay? There we go. Okay, so the long duration invisibility portion. Awesome, right? We want that as splash, and we want the potency, and we want right, splash potions. Yeah, healing potions, so we can throw them at skellies, right? So the really interesting thing about this thing is that it will continue brewing if the main ingredient is still, or as long main ingredients are available, right? So just the last three are going to get stuck in here. So let's show you the chest first. As we see, we got 2 instant damage here and not 3. Well, that is because over here there's always the last portion stuck in that one. But that has to be, otherwise it would remove a water bottle, and we don't want those to be in our portion storage system. Okay, so let's see how it works with multiple main ingredients. Actually, the cycle is a little longer than this one will need it, because there is the possibility you have like 5 ingredients in one mix. Like if you need netherwort is always sure the main ingredient, or 2, and then you would want to corrupt it, you want to increase potency and then still have it splash. So those would be 5 ingredients. We now just need 4. So a cycle is set up for using 5. So that's why, because we have a little pause when our portions are already done. But don't worry, like the system will just continue on, it's just a timer setting, so everything's fine. We are not in a hurry when setting up such systems, because we want it to produce continuously, like we just set it up and let it run, and then we'll see when it's finished later. That's how we roll, right? Because we are going to do other stuff anyway in the meantime. So as you can see, the cycle started just one after the other until, well, now the last one is finished. And again, we don't get those 3 portions, but that does not matter. How does this thing work? So to understand this, we first need to go over a few little inventions which the system requires. One of them is this non-greedy item sorting system. Like for example, we need redstone in our brewing system, but we also want redstone stored in our storage area, right? All we want is like this dropper to be full. If this dropper is full, this thing will no longer pull redstone out of the main item transport system. So only if we take out a redstone out of here, it will like sort out one other redstone for us. The next thing we need is this silent deliver all dropper item elevator. Silent, of course, we don't want to have noise in our base. Deliver all means we put an item back in here. This is empty, this up here is empty. We put like this item in here and it will bring it up silently up to the upper chest without items like getting stuck in here. Well, I had to come up with such a system because the main ingredients we like just drop on the floor. We need all of them, so we can't afford to have some stuck in here. The next thing we use, of course, pulse limiters. I'll create a pulse, but the lamp back there will just blink for a short while. So yeah, pulse limiter. Long pulse gets limited to a short pulse. And we need this adjustable clock, aka a Ethos hopper timer. Yeah, it just like uses hoppers transporting items from one side to the other for the delay, instead of having awkwardly long like repeater timers, like tons of them behind each other. Like because they can get like out of hand easily and are very, very expensive. So basically we use 2 hoppers and a bunch of items they can shuffle around. So as we know all this stuff, all these items which are explained here a second ago. Now how does this thing work? Basically this is part of an automated base. The automated base makes sure I don't have ever to refill anything. All I need to do is like select what I want, place the main ingredient on the floor, just throw it on the floor and the system will start brewing. In order to be able to do that, the brewing system must be part of a sorting system that provides it with all the necessary items. All the necessary items are listed down below here. So those would be nether warts. Well, we need to harvest and provide them. Those will be main ingredients. Some of them we have to craft on a working bench. Those will also be fermented spider eyes. We'll have to craft them as well. But those 3, for example, we could pull out of a witch farm. Yay! So, those 3 are connected to the main item stream, where all kind of stuff comes along. So we use those non-greedy item sorting systems to sort us out just 1 full dropper of redstone, 1 full dropper of glowstone, and 1 full dropper of gunpowder. The other stuff, like glass bottles and nether warts and fermented spider eyes, we need to set up at a different location. I would like to show you this one in my Let's Play world on the Blockcentric server. This is basically the corner that provides us this stuff. So the main item transport line is coming over here, sorting us out the glass bottles because they don't suit us empty, so they get sorted out in here. So we take them out of the chest, fill them up, and basically drop them down there on this hopper. The same thing we do with bones. Well, we don't need them in the brewing system, but we'll need them somewhere else. So this is the place where we could like turn them into bone meal. And also just feed them here into the system. Then we like need nether warts, right? We throw them down in here as well. And the fermented spider eyes. Well, we just have to bring them from down below somewhere. but that's just a one-time deal. You do an inventory full and place it in here, and you're golden, right? That should suit us for ages. All right, so this is where the other stuff comes from, right? So water bottles come from here. Yay! Oh, we used nearly half the chest. So how does it work? Basically, it works like we have one hopper line set up that points towards the brewing stand, and then we have these droppers set up next to it. And when a cycle starts, all those droppers will fire at the same moment. And if they fire or not will be set up by the levers down there, right? So for example, if we don't need redstone, the redstone won't get fired, because actually we just pull out this piston and those two repeaters don't get a signal. Well, it's the same thing in the big thing, just pistons are coming from below, so they have no signal to travel through, and here they will. Okay, so nether wart and main ingredient, those are always going to get fed into this hopper line. Important is the order in which way we are doing this. So we have to put the nether wart first, main ingredient behind, then fermented spider eye is at the third spot, then redstone or glowstone at the fourth, and the corresponding other at the fifth spot. And if it is a splash potion or not, that decision is made at the end. The second this comparator detects a main ingredient in this dropper, turns off this redstone torch. This redstone torch then goes over to this clock and releases it. So here are all the items, 2 full stacks and 30. So this piston would like to shove over, but still the redstone coming from the torch over there blocks it. So the moment this redstone here turns off, the block will get shoved over and the cycle will start. Now what the cycle does is pretty simple. It will turn this torch on, which will block the water bottles from getting fed into the brewing stand. At the same time, it will turn power on this hopper off, so it can take out the portions out of the brewing stand. But it will do that only for a short while. And that short while are 12 ticks. Well, no, 11. What a... Now those are 12, 13 minus 2 torches are 11 ticks. Right. So pulse limiter here that generates a 11 tick long signal, which is enough to pull items out of the brewing stand and refill it. Well, the refillment will happen automatically, but it will pull them out within those 11 seconds. Then when the signal after that 11 ticks switches its state again, it will create another 2 tick long pulse that is then sent over to the droppers. So depending on the setting with the pistons, they are going to release their items. So always nether wart, always the main ingredient, and then depending on setting, the other 4 or 3 ingredients. That is basically how this cycle works. And if there are enough main ingredients, this clock will not stop from resetting itself and starting the next cycle, triggering all again. First taking out the finished portions, then replenishing with water bottles, and yes, releasing the series of ingredients we require to brew the next portion in the right order, because we set up the system to provide the right order. That is basically it. So I'll give you the world download file for that thing. I know it got huge, but this is what we are going to do in our Let's Play world, or my Let's Play world. This is a smaller, minimized version that is not accurate because you can't like have those so close to each other in for real, like because there has all this sorting stuff to happen. So but this kind of explains very well what actually happens, and yes, you could actually use that. So if you want to go over here to flick the levers and then come back, like to grab your portions from here, you could use that. Okay. Yeah. That thing basically was first because before I built the whole big thing and came up with those two inventions. So I've just had this thing, and then later it developed into that is what we are actually going to build in my survival Let's Play series. Okay, that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. And by the way, yeah, regarding I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and there will be a subscriber special coming, but I'm really busy recently, so please have a little patience for that, because actually right now I'm so glad I was able to show off this brewing lab system. So I would like to now actually play in the Let's Play world again and implement it into my base, because then we can actually finish the whole sorting system one episode later and then concentrate on totally other stuff, which I would find pretty awesome, because yeah, that would just be great. That's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye guys.